We have Hollywood back on the IE Network, and this is the Heaven Hollywood Power Rankings, the male rappers. And let's get to it for this week. This is number 10 through number 1. I already gave you the criteria, so we're going to go from 10 to 1. This is the Heaven Hollywood Power Ranking for this week. I believe it's the week of October 25th. Starting at number 10 is Meek Mill. Just released a project, Expensive Pain. Had a couple of, I did like a few joints on there. The Meek project was a pretty good project. It's not really doing crazy numbers, but it's definitely a good listen. He's definitely got some bars on there, a lot of good tracks. So he's staying active. Number 9, the Old G Nas. Coming off, he dropped an album beginning of this year. He had the Grammy last year, working with a lot of young cats, working with Hit Boy. And Nas is still reinventing himself at the age of 50 and still killing them young boys out there with the bars. Number 8, Kanye West. Coming off the Donda release. It didn't work out too well, him trying to drop with Drake or around the same time as Drake, because Certified Lover Boy is still out there being played like crazy, and Donda kind of fell into the background. After that 1 week or 2 weeks of hype, nobody's really playing Donda anymore. But because he's got so many joints out there, he's going to get number 8 on the power list. On the power ranking for this week. The boy Yeezy, now named Ye. So, Ye is number 8 on the power rankings. Number 7, Moneybagg Yo. A lot of people had to put me up on him. I know he released an album, and the album actually went number 1 as well. So he had a number 1 album this year on the top 200. They said they playing him like crazy in the club. Moneybagg Yo, go ahead, Moneybagg Yo. Definitely surprised me, better than I thought. I thought he was just one of them Instagram rappers. Now we have Never Broke Again, nbayoungboy. He's number 6 on the list. Album with number 1 knocked Certified Lover Boy off the top. I think Certified Lover Boy at that time was number 1 for 3 straight weeks or 4 straight weeks, and NBA Youngboy knocked it out. Now Certified Lover Boy got it back the next week, but that's beside the point. He continues to have a very, a big time social media presence. His fans are loyal, and NBA Youngboy continues to be one of the most wanted and popular rappers. Number 5, Lil Durk. Lil Durk had a big 2021, had the record with Drake. He's got collabs all over the place, the ones with Coi Leray. Durk is kind of transitioning to mainstream. Lil Durk is almost a mainstream rapper. Has been on the charts, all sorts of songs in 2021. Durk right now is probably as I have it on my power rankings, the number 5 rapper in the world. All right, and the guys that are ahead of him had to have big 2021s, because Durk's year was incredible. All right, so a lot of people want to collab with Durk too. Number 4, The Baby. The Baby was just cruising right along in 2021. Had the big record with Dua Lipa. He had that big Grammy show where it seems like they were showing him every 5 minutes. He had the Rock Star song with Roddy Ricch. And then he put out, Levitate with Dua Lipa that was on the top 10 seemingly all year long. And then He talked about the LGBTQURSTUVWXY, wherever it goes. You know the alphabet. And didn't really talk about them, but mentioned them. And then he's been kind of like in the background ever since. But he's done enough to make it. He's still one of the most, requested. And his performances are full of energy. And the Baby, I liked his freestyle as well when he went up to flex. So he's a number 4, but he could be fading fast. Number 3, Thugger. Young Thug, currently with the number 1 album. And he just keeps putting out bangers. The collabs he's on, they do well on the charts. He is like one of the rappers that are, he can go underground, and he was able to transition to mainstream. He take that style, that new generation Andre 3000, as a lot of people like to consider him. They think that, he got his style and his influence from 3000. But Thugger, it continued to put out quality music. Not my cup of tea, but you can't argue with the numbers and with the results. So Young Thug is the number 3 male rapper on the power rankings this week. A lot of people is probably like, oh, how come he's not lower? Because Lil Baby is too. Lil Baby, who is not requesting to be on a joint with Lil Baby? Had several joints with Drake. Currently got, one of the top songs in the country with Drake, Girls Want Girls. You know what he did with, with his stuff. I mean, everybody's trying to collab with him. Pop artists. So now this year coming up is going to be the Lil Baby. Last year, Da Baby got a lot of collabs. Of course, the pop stars want to collab with Drake. But it's going to be Lil Baby this year coming up. It's going to be Lil Baby. And, hey, we're going to see what happens in 2022 because he had a big 2021. All right, so now we all know who's number 1 now that we've gotten down to 2. And it's Drizzy once again. Certified Lover Boy, people talk about his trash. He fell off. It's been number 1, I believe, for 6 weeks. It got knocked out of number 1 by Young Boy. Then it went back to number 1. It just got knocked out again by Thugger. Now it's back. Next week we'll see if it's back to number 1. A lot of people thought that this era for Drake was over. And Drake just continues to show. If you look at this man on the chart, look how many records he has on the Billboard charts. I mean, it's insane. How many records has Billboard charts? His. And then when you look at the amount of time that he spent on the Billboard charts, it's just absolutely insane. You look at the top one on the Hot 100. Right now, Drake has, if you're looking down the list, he has the number 6 songs with Young Thug and Future, Way Too Sexy. He also has the number 18 song, Life Talk, with 21 Savage and Project Pat. He's got the number 20 song in Bubbly with Young Thug and Travis Scott. There's 3 songs in the top 20. He has the number 26 song with Girls Want Girls with Lil Baby. Okay? And people are talking about this album is a flop. That just goes to show how high he sets the bar. He's got the number 48 song, Fair Trade, with Travis Scott. That's 5 songs in the top 100. Let me see, what else does he have? Doja Cat has 5. So far, Drake's got 5. Can Drake get 6? Let's see. I believe he's got 5. He's got 5 songs on the top. Nope, here's 6. No Friends in the Industry And then here's 7, Champagne Poetry. So here's 8, In the Bible, 94 with Lil Durk and Giveon. Okay, so the man's got 8 songs on the top 100. I mean, need I say more? People ask me about why isn't Kendrick on here. Well, Kendrick dropped those, the joints with the dude he dropped the joints with, Meme or Reem or whatever the dude's name was. When Kendrick drops, trust me, Kendrick will shoot right back to the top of the power rankings. Everybody's looking for him to drop. He hasn't put music out in a long time, except for these recent, couple of verses, a couple of bars. But trust me, when he drops, he's going to be like Adele. He'll be right back up there. But as for this week, nah. It's your boy, Heaven Hollywood, for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe. Who do you think should be? Do you think someone else should be number one? If you have some crazy scenario where you think that someone else should be number one other than Drake, present it. But you got to come with the facts.